It's after the end of the world. Don't you know that yet? Cheers, everybody. Long time no see. I'm having a, what is this, Little Harpeth Brewing Bison Vienna Lager. Local Nashville brewery. Didn't get destroyed in the tornadoes. Hasn't been set on fire yet. Oh, Jesus. Alright. I've tried to make this video a few times and I always wind up ranting, and I don't think anybody really needs that. In fact, I'm certain nobody needs that. So, let's just get right to the records. First of all, I want to thank Anthony Camplone, all the way over in Australia, the other side of the whole planet. Sent me a few records that snuck in through international delivery right before the shit hit the fan back in March. It's been a while, yeah. So this is what he sent me. He sent me a bunch of Stereolab records. These reissues on 1972, which I think is their own label they've set up. I'm not really sure. I told him I had this already. This is Emperor Tomato Ketchup, which originally came out on Elektra in 1996. Wow. I bought the original on Elektra back in 1996 on vinyl. Because I bought vinyl back then. And it was the worst piece of crap ever. I mean, it was like, it's well over an hour long. They shoved it onto one piece of vinyl and clearly just dumped the CD onto it. It was terrible. Terrible. And so when this finally came out in, what was it? A few years ago, 2012, I jumped on it. And it sounds terrific. They've spread it out over 2 discs, and this is really great stuff. It's really aged really well. Now, since I already own this, I'm going to give this to my nephew, who's not familiar with this band, and I don't know what he'll think of it, but I do think this music has aged really well. Now, these records, I think this marked the first record where they came to the States and started working with John McEntire in Chicago, the guy from Tortoise. Started experimenting with Pro Tools and the things you can do with digital, with sort of collage effects and things like that, and high resolution recording. Yeah, this is terrific stuff. They sing in both French and English, and had this definite kind of krautrock vibe, but very contemporary sounding. And like I said, I hadn't listened to these in a long time, and they just sounded so fresh. I was really surprised. I kind of thought, oh, maybe this will sound dated. The one after this, Dots and Loops, is excellent also. And then the one after Dots and Loops is this, and so Anthony kindly sent me this. This is Cobra Phases group play Voltage in the Milky Night. Yeah, I remember the vinyl of this and Dots and Loops. It was on Elektra, but the vinyl was on Thrill Jockey or Drag City, one of those Chicago labels. Anyway, I didn't have this on vinyl. At the time, I found this kind of impenetrable and a little monolithic or something. And what was I thinking? This sounded terrific. Maybe spreading it out over 4 sides makes it a little more easily consumed. I don't know, but it just sounded terrific and brought me back to the before times. And then he also sent me this. He sent me Sound Dust. This came out in 1999. This came out in 2001. This was the last record before one of the singers was killed riding a bicycle, hit by a car. I forget her name. And I remember not caring for this record too much either. But this sounded great. Anthony, thank you so much for sending these to me and for rekindling, my love for Stereolab. And after she was killed, I kind of like, they kept going, but it just seemed like, I don't know. I don't know. Was it any good after that? It was really sad how she died. Anyway, terrific music. Thank you so much, Anthony. I really appreciate it. You really didn't have to do that. I've sent you records over the years, but believe me, people, if I send you records, and it's been a while since I've sent anybody anything, I'll be honest, I do not expect you to send anything in return. I really, really don't. And in fact, I hope you don't think that. And I hope anybody who sends me anything doesn't expect me to send anything in return, because I'm really bad about that too. So anyway, thank you, Anthony. I hope you're doing well. You and the twins. Yeah, take care. So yeah, some VCLT that came in the mail before everything went to hell. I mean, like, mail delivery is just like incredibly slow, and it's getting a little bit better now. But anyway, so we've been cooped up 3 months now. Anyway, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. All right, so I got another one of those things from Southern Lord via PayPal. Hey, Southern Lord wants to give you $5 to spend in their store. I thought, what the hell? I haven't been to a record store in 3 months. I'll take $5. And I got this basically for free. This is Pelican's Record Store Day single from last year, from their forthcoming, now obviously it's been released, their forthcoming record at that time. Midnight and Mescaline on the A side, and a non-album B side called Darkness on the Stairs, which is a really cooking little number. It's on red vinyl. Woohoo. Yeah, I really like these guys. I have almost all their stuff, and so it was great to get this for free. Yeah, sounds good. Good stuff. I had pre-ordered this before everything went to hell, and so it also arrived from Germany right around that time in March. And this is another excellent release from Analog Africa. Ranil. Su Conjunto Tropical. Oh, I murdered that. So, conjunto music from Peru, basically. Mostly instrumental compilation of stuff. Impeccably well done, as Analog Africa does. And this is really terrific. It's really, I mean, I say that every time, but it really is. It really just, this has been getting a lot of plays when, I haven't been listening to a lot of music, but this, when I'm feeling down, this will cheer me up. And yeah, this is really good stuff. And the label put out a bunch of outtakes on Bandcamp for free during all of this. That was really kind of nice, a nice touch. So, the last time I saw you, I talked about going to Grimey's months ago. I went there a couple times before, again, everything went to hell. And they're closed, have been closed for about 3 months now. I sold some records just at the right time. I still have some credit left. I don't know if I'm going to take advantage of it or not. They still haven't reopened. I want to give a shout out to, like she knows me or cares, but just because maybe you people don't know this, but Taylor Swift, out of the blue, ponied up 3 months worth of rent, salaries, and health insurance for Grimey's and all of their employees. Out of the blue, not just out of life. And she doesn't live in Nashville anymore. She was chased out of here by the songwriter mafia a long time ago. She lives in California. I was pretty blown away by that. And, I've always kind of had an admiration for Taylor Swift. Not so much for her music, although I've respected the fact that she wrote her own songs and didn't let the songwriting mafia in Nashville, tell her what to do, and make her make crappy records that don't sell. Oh, God. Did I say that? I mean, her records may be crappy, but they do sell, right? You can't really argue with that. Anyway, and, she's been bucking the political trends and stuff, and so good for her, and, she didn't have to do that. And, a place like Grimey's, a low-margin business like records, this could have wiped them out. And so that was a lifeline that, big props to Taylor Swift. So, yeah, Grimey's. They've they're trying to do what they can do. They've got an online presence now, and you can go, click and buy, and then you deliver to the curb and stuff, and it's so depressing. I'm sorry. But anyway, so when I did go, and I did a big trade, I'm going to show you some of those records. There's so many that I'm going to have to do another video. It wasn't 10 minutes. I'm only 10 minutes in here. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Are you staying safe? Sane? That's the real kicker, right? All right, so what did I get at Grindy's? This is what I got. I got the new Guided by Voices record. Surrender Your Poppy Field. Concept album about the Taliban in Afghanistan. No, it's not at all. It's another sophisticated pop rock record from Mr. Pollard with a production credit to this guy, Travis Harrison. So it actually sounds like a record. He's on a roll, you know, and, you know, you can either get on board or not, you know, who cares? He doesn't care. I don't care. But it's good stuff. It's a good record. It's, you know, it's not going to blow you away, but it's a solid rock record, you know. Cheers, everybody. Okay, I also picked up this on the recommendation of the VC, really, because I was skeptical. This is the Ensemble Chicago. We Are on the Edge. Double LP on erase tapes. Interesting label. This is fantastic. I was really skeptical that, you know, this isn't the Ensemble. There's only one guy left from the Ensemble. Okay, two. This is terrific, and it really brings the art in the art ensemble. There's some, you know, jazz-ish things, but this is very much in a sort of contemporary classical vein. And this vocalist, Moore Mother, her real name is Makai McRaven, and she's in Irreversible Entanglements also, which is what put me over the edge and said, oh, okay, she's the same person. I have to check this out. And she's great on this. And the whole band is great. There's just great players on this. Hugh Reagan and Nicole Mitchell and Tamika Reed and Jarbu Shahid and Junius Paul, and just, you know, really great. Yeah, you guys were right. This is great. Highly recommended. I was hoping that they would have the big live box set. I think it's a 3 LP thing, but they didn't have it. I guess I could seek it out. But alright, now the rest of what I'm going to show you here, mostly is more international anthem stuff. I think I said in the last video that I was pretty much determined to get all their stuff, at least the vinyl stuff. I'm not doing cassettes. I'm sorry, cassettes suck. You know, I'll do CDs way before I'd ever spend money on a cassette. That's just stupid. Oh, God, stop ranting, Rodger. Okay, international anthem. Love this label. I said it before. I think they're a era-defining label along the lines of ESP Disc and you know, Strata East, labels like that. And so this is one that folks in the VC had been showing and raving about, so I picked this up. I was going to pick it up anyway, but this is Dan and Locke's Black Monument Ensemble, Where Future Unfolds. Look at that beautiful gatefold foil stamped cover. This is terrific. Spirit and sound of civil rights era gospel jazz and action reblooming. A hopeful new work inspired and instilled by the last half century of black music and movement. Yeah, this is great. This is lots of singing, which maybe shouldn't work, but does. It's terrific. It doesn't just ape the past. Just one thing I really love about the stuff on this label. It's out of that spiritual jazz world, but it's doing its own thing, and it sounds now. I dig it a lot. Been listening to these a lot. The latest Jeff Parker and the New Breed record, Sweet from Max Brown. This is nice. This is Jeff Parker from Tortoise, guitar player from Tortoise. This is his second solo album. This is a collaboration with Nonesuch. I guess the CD's on Nonesuch, and the vinyl is on International Anthem. Max Brown, that's Maxine Brown right there. Fun fact, my mom's name is Maxine. It's a great name. So yes, this is great. Graduated studies of sampling cycles and soulful jazz harmonics mix monkey and miniatures into fusion swirl dedication. Well, you know, that's a hype sticker there. But this is good. Yeah, some sampling, some groovy guitar, horns. It's good. Some vocals at times. Terrific. Again, kind of sui generis. That's Latin. Yeah, terrific. I like it. Okay, this is not International Anthem, but it fits in here, right here, for a second here. This is a reissue of I'm New Here, Gil ScottHeron's final record, I believe, from 2010. Produced by Richard Russell. Real interesting. I was not hip to this when it came out. I mean, I remember hearing about it, but for whatever reason, I didn't really investigate. And this is really terrific. Yeah, so, you know, Gil ScottHeron, you know, proto-rapper from the 60s, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, that guy. Terrific. So, nice reissue of that, with bonus tracks on 2 LPs. And then, coinciding with that, this came out. And this is on, what label is this? This is on XL. XL reissued this. And then this is on, what label did this? XL, huh? That makes sense, right? So this is Gil ScottHeron's We're New Again. He calls it We're New Again, a reimagining by Makai McRaven. Now, Makai McRaven made a bunch of records on International Anthem. And, you know, this, you know, it sounds something like Bill Laswell, but it reminds me of like what Bill Laswell did back in the 90s and early 2000s, remixing Miles Davis and Carlos Santana and things like that. A reimagining of this record, and it's really interesting. It's good. It's not superfluous. You know, but do you need it? I don't know. I think this guy Makai McRaven's really interesting and worth keeping an ear on. And so, yeah, I dig it. I dig it a lot. I think they complement each other quite effectively. Now, this one I was a bit disappointed in. I'd heard some rave reviews over it, and I liked that cover, and I thought, okay, well, Alabaster de Plume, to Cy and Lee, Instrumentals Volume 1. Placid antidotes to verbal demands recall the musics of the ancients and embrace the core of our very being. What? Well, I gotta say, this Alabaster de Plume, obviously a nom de plume, get it. He plays saxophone, and this is a collaboration with Total Refreshment Center out of England. His saxophone tone has this big, broad, swoopy, big vibrato, very old-fashioned kind of Ben Webster thing, without having Ben Webster's soul and swing or whatever. It's really goopy. Now, I've listened to it a few times, and it gets better, but it's still kind of twee. You know, kind of disappointing. As Liz put it, she said, it's okay, it sounds like it wants to be on ECM, but it isn't quite cutting it. Now, maybe if you threw 20 seconds of reverb on this, I don't know, maybe it's me, but it didn't do a whole lot for me. So yeah, just a few more. I got some more records of Grimies, but I'm going to show them later because y'all might remember Bandcamp has done this twice now since this whole pandemic started. Waived their fees, you know, to try to put money into artists' pockets, and you know, I didn't get behind that, so I took advantage of that to pick up this directly from the label. It had just come out, but the record stores were closed. But the new Irreversible Entanglements record, Who Sent You? Damn, this is good. So this is Kamai Iowa, I'm mispronouncing her name, on vocals. And this, you know, it couldn't be more pertinent music to write now, like, you know, burned our courthouse in Nashville last night. This is the soundtrack to the Post-Apocalyptic era. Yeah, this is killer. You know, maybe you don't want to be hectored at by a black woman, but maybe you deserve to be. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's great. It's great stuff. You can get with it. It's great. Also ordered this, which people in the VC had shown, and that's a great cover. This is Angel Bat Dawid. I'm probably mispronouncing that. The Oracle. She plays clarinet, amongst other things, in a very interesting way. And this is really good. I need to spend more time with this because I don't quite have the words to describe. Well, what do they call it? Celestial psalms, spiritual jazz experiments, and homemade hymns captured in everyday music memos by one woman chorus of clarinets, voices, vessels, and keys. So, like overdubbed, kind of experimental, but not exactly lo-fi. I wouldn't call it lo-fi. It's well done. Yeah, it's just another example of International Anthem setting the bar. Okay, finally, and then May 1st, Bandcamp did it again, said, hey, we're going to waive fees. And so I went back to the International Anthem Bandcamp page and picked out 2 more pieces of vinyl I didn't have. This is Resevoir. I'm not sure when this came out. It's IARC 0026. Elegantly orchestrated, sample-laden, lo-fi jazz instrumentals score a lucid dream sequence of minimalist melodies and impressions. Well, okay, fair enough. You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like if Radiohead made jazz records. I dig it. It's light in the sense that, like, this or irreversible entanglements is heavy as hell. This is lighter, but not so lighting that it's floating off into the ether like the plume record. Yeah, I dig it. Maybe not for everyone. And then another interesting thing, this is a compilation album of Ben Lamar Gay, Downtown Castles Can Never Block the Sun. Says 15 folk tales from 7 albums made over 7 years by an imbued composer, conjurer, and channeler of cosmopolitan blues. Yeah, so hip-hop influenced, free jazz laced, experimental Chicago jazz stuff. I dig it. I do. Not everything works necessarily for me, but I dig the approach. I dig the willingness to do something other than all the things you are in all 12 keys. I like the cover. He's got a lot of stuff on the Bandcamp page. A lot of it's just digital download only or cassettes, and it kind of bums me up. But I'd like to check out more of his stuff. Interesting. And I'm going to stop there. There's more I could show, but I'm going to stop there. Because I wanted to show all that International Anthem stuff. I really dig that label, even if I don't dig every single thing, every moment of every record equally. That would be kind of boring if I did, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough from me. Once again, I hope you're doing well. I'll try to be back here soon to show you more records from my trip to Grimey's, my big trade. I also have some CDs that I picked up before everything went to hell. And hey, we're opening up down here in Tennessee. Hopefully I can go back to record stores again without feeling like I'm taking my life in my hands, but we're not there yet, I don't think. Anyway, alright, take care, be safe. I'll see you soon. Bye.